around a tree. I'm going to say that's probably like a gator, right?
Yeah,
Side by side.
yeah, like a
so?
Polaris.
Yeah,
Like
Polaris.
that,
Okay.
Ranger. Yep.
The girls are okay, but one of them had to go to the emergency room. My granddaughter was driving. Will my homeowners or my auto insurance cover this? Really interesting question when you think about kind of like a gator or a Polaris type vehicle.
It is. All right, add a couple nuances
Okay.
to that. For example, in Ocean Springs and Biloxi and a lot of cities are becoming kind of golf cart legal. So if the Gator, the Ranger, whatever it was, side by side, if it was registered in a city, then it's probably going to be covered insurance. But if, for example, this is out in the woods, just out on someone's land,
okay,
it's not registered. Unfortunately, because it's not a car, it's not a registered vehicle, very unlikely that the auto insurance will cover. Second thing,
okay,
possible homeowners can. Okay, possible.
Okay.
One thing, talked about wrapping it around a tree. I hope everyone is okay.
Sure.
Clearly, on what land, was that just out in the woods? Who owned the land?
Right.
So, there's a chance that if the tree was, adjacent to the house, that the homeowners.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
So if the tree was on her property, then it could be homeowners.
Possibly,
but
if you think about it, Kenny, it's not a licensed vehicle.
No.
And so not Allstate doesn't have coverage on it, right? And
right.
So homeowners probably not. But this is kind of a good place where you should consider umbrella coverage.
Okay.
We don't talk about that much.
No.
That's the coverage you can get, that somebody can get, that kind of covers miscellaneous things that kind of fall within the tracks, kind of like this thing.
Okay.
So if you get sued on because that happens a lot. So for example, it could be a claim of failure to supervise, failure to train, why are you letting this, was the young person licensed? What were they doing? Did they have seat belts? Those kind of things. So you can, sometimes lawsuits, obviously are started as a result. And umbrella coverage, they can kind of come in and defend and pay those kind of lawsuits if necessary.
Matt, I'm going to throw this out there. This might be a little too much for Michelle to handle on her own. She needs to call somebody.
Yeah, this is tricky. I have to tell you, there's a lot of nuances. I think my answer is making it clear. I hope it's making it clear as mud that there's a lot of different kind of things and ways this is going to go. We've seen a lot of this, particularly not so much with side-by-sides, with four-wheelers.
Oh, yeah,
with rollovers, people getting hurt on those kind of things. And so, there's a lot of litigation about that, and it's pretty nuanced for sure.
Matt, have you ever seen those one wheels? You ever seen those?
I would see them all the time.
I mean, the skateboard with the wheel in the middle?
Oh, yeah.
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Yeah, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
I'm not cool enough to get on
No, I'm not cool. Or coordination,
not cool enough, not coordinated enough.
No,
that's a head injury waiting to happen.
I get on a Segway, and I feel like the angel of death is following me. So anyway, all right, I think we have time.
You get on a Segway.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. All right, let's see. I think I can go to line one. Deborah, does that sound right? I'm going to say yes. I'm asking my producer on that one. Is that right? Yes, line one. And Deborah, good evening from Past Christian. What can we help you with?
Hey, Deborah.
Did I not hit the button right?
Probably.
Deborah? All right, y'all producers, tell me if I hit the wrong button. I think I hit. I was the right one. All right, she's not there. All right, we're going to try line two with Eric. Eric, are you there?
Hey, Eric.
From Gulfport.
Kenny, have you done it again?
No, I think I heard him. Eric, I think we heard you.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
There we go. Hey, Eric.
What's on your mind tonight, my friend?
Yes, sir. I got a question for you. My wife. Oh. Hello.
Eric. Still here, baby.
Yeah, it's the delay.
Reverb.
Yeah.
TV. Just throw it out.
Ignore that
we can hear
TV.
you.
Just ignore the TV.
Yes, sir.
Stay with us.
I got a divorce from my wife, and in the original divorce.
This is weird.
Yeah, I know it. I know it
is. Yeah.
Eric, it's the back and forth on the TV. I tell you what. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm just going to put you on hold. We're going to go into our first break. When we come back, we got the legal brief. We'll bring Eric back. He's obviously got a divorce question. We'll be ready for him when we do that. Phone lines are open and getting going here. 896-0713 or 1-800-349-0713. Eric, hold on for us. We'll be back right after the break. Get all your questions and answers here on LawCall.
Welcome back to WLOX Law Call, broadcasting from the Gulf Coast to the Pine Belt with lawyers from the Biloxi personal injury law firm of Reeves Mestayer. the attorneys for South Mississippi, including Jim Reeves. Known as a tough fighter, Jim has more than 100 cases with a recovery of $1 million or more and is recognized as a top 100 trial lawyer by the National Trial Lawyers Association. Plus Matthew Mestayer. Matthew served as an award-winning judge for nearly 20 years, has recovered millions for his clients, and is deeply involved in community issues on the entire coast. And hosted by broadcaster Ken Flanagan. The show has included over 200 guest attorneys from across Mississippi. This is WLOX Law Call.
And welcome back on this Saturday night. Now, is it ever too early or too late to pursue a personal injury claim? We're going to check in with Jim Reeves, personal injury attorney. Yeah, I know you do, man. We're going to check in with Jim Reeves for tonight's answer.
If your injury happened recently, it's not too late. Not yet. But time is running out. Some injuries are obvious, like broken arms. Others may be more subtle, like a hairline fracture that doesn't cause problems for a few weeks or even months. Maybe it'll get better on its own, maybe it won't. But if you delay before exploring your legal options, you're playing with fire. The law sets a limit on how long you can wait to file a personal injury claim. In most cases in Mississippi, the deadline is 3 years. But for medical malpractice, it could be as little as 1 year. As soon as the window closes, your chance to recover any damages is gone forever. As soon as there's any indication of an injury, you should get some legal advice immediately. Otherwise, you may spend the rest of your life suffering from an injury that you will never be compensated for. That's your legal brief for tonight. I'm personal injury attorney Jim Reeves. Back to you.
Thank you, Jimbo. Always great information on a Saturday night. I don't know why he does it. He knows it's us in studio. Back to you. We're right here.
Right, really.
I mean, we're always here. So, all right, let's get to Eric on line 2.
Let's do it.
Eric, are you back? What can we help you with?
Yeah, I got a question. My wife had her attorney draw up a divorce decree, and yes, sir.
Eric, we can hear you. Don't listen to that TV.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the TV.
You just get that question out, baby.
I signed my wife's original divorce decree where she takes possession of the house because the house was strictly in her name. Went ahead and we stayed married for 3 months, and she put my name on the deed to the house. My question is, do I have any entitlement to the house now that she put my name on the deed after I had signed the paperwork saying she gets sole rights to the house? Now,
interesting.
She put my name on the deed afterwards.
Matt, well, yeah, there's something going here, Matt. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Well, I can tell you for sure, if you're on the deed, then you have an interest in that house.
Right.
Now, whether you should have it, whether she gave it to you and maybe regrets it, or I don't know what angle she's coming from, to be honest with you. But if you are on the deed, legally, you have an interest in that house.
Right.
So when you say on the deed, it can be very critical, kind of what interest she puts you on. It's just, warranty, rights of survivorship. There's a lot of ways you can be kind of put on a deed, but absolutely, positively, if you are on the deed, you have a recognizable legal interest in that house. Now, where that goes, that's a little bit peculiar. That you would do a divorce decree and then she would add you. Sounds like things have improved, I guess. That does happen as well. People get divorced, and then there's a
reconciliation.
They change their mind, things, whatever. They move on. So perhaps that's happened in your case. So maybe things are moving forward for the better. Maybe you guys can get remarried and put all this behind you. Who knows? Don't know. But absolutely, if you're on the deed, you have an interest in that house.
All right, very good. Eric, thank you for the call on that one. Sounds like you might want to check in. If you don't have an attorney, you might want to check in with maybe a local family law attorney, Matt, and just check on it. Or
well, no, he should, but I want to know what her position is on
Gotcha.
this. I'd love to. Maybe she can call in next. But put him on the deed. Obviously, that's a positive move. Sounds like they're getting back together.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
He's got rights.
He does have rights.
Okay. All right, very good.
Yeah.
Eric, thank you for the call tonight. Interesting question for sure. We're going to go to line 3, and we're going to go to Bay St. Louis, and we're going to talk to Cameron. Cameron, good evening. What can we help you with?
Hey, Cameron.
Okay, I know I did it right this time.
You are.
No. I did it right. You saw me. Everybody saw me. I hit it right there.
You need a rotary phone, old man. Do we have a rotary phone?
I'm going to hit it again. I'm going to hit it again.
Yep.
Okay. Cameron, are you there?
Cameron? Blame Kenny, Cameron.
Cameron.
Uh-oh.
I heard something.
I
did
did
you hear
too.
too? Okay.
Do we know what his question is?
No, we don't.
Uh-uh.
But I do have an email question loaded up
Let's
as we
do
get
it.
in. All right, look,
Maybe we can read that.
All right, I'm going to put Cameron on hold.
Doesn't involve any
We're gonna
buttons.
put Cameron on hold.
Stay with it, Cameron.
I know it, Cameron.
We'll find you.
All right, email question comes to us from Carol. This was an interesting one. A lot of mother-daughter issues here tonight. I purchased a used car for my daughter, and it's already having problems. The dealer seems to be avoiding returning my calls. Do I have any legal rights in this case to return the car or make them fix it? Carol, I think anybody who's purchased an old used car has this fear. What are your thoughts, Matthew?
Yeah, she has options, and absolutely. You know, I get this question quite frequently at the office, Kenny. You know, people buy something and things go south, and of course the seller, cash in hand, is a little reluctant to get back in and fix things. So listen, what you have to do, Carol, you have to make a clear demand upon the person, the dealership, or the person you bought the car from, to correct the errors and give them a reasonable opportunity to do so. If they do not, this is a classic example, another great example for justice court.
Okay.
Take them to justice court and make them do so. You do have rights, absolutely. Any sale in Mississippi, there are warranties that go with the sale. And
Sure.
you know, and of course it depends on what you were promised, what you were told about that vehicle, the representations made about the quality of the vehicle, did it work, those kind of things. So most good dealers, most reputable folks will work with you and be reasonable. Sound like you're maybe running into a little bit of a brick wall. So I would first point, make a clear demand. Writing would be preferable, that they fix the car, bring the car back to them, give them the opportunity to do so. If they refuse to do so, immediately take them to justice court.
Gotcha. Yeah, justice court is such a great option for a lot of
Oh, absolutely.
The people's
the
court.
People's court, despite what the TV said. Despite Judge Wapner.
Judge Wapner. Is he still with us?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Judge Judy?
All right, we're going to go with most highest paid person on television at
How
one
about
point.
that?
Justine. Definitely
Not us.
Not so much. All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to line 5 now. I think we have Deborah back with us. Deborah, good evening. Are you with us? Oh, I heard her. Hey, Deborah.
I bet Judge Wapner didn't have these kind of technical problems.
He did not. Deborah, are you there?
Deborah?
Yes, we do.
Oh, there we
Hi,
go.
good evening.
Good evening.
I need to
What
find
can we
out.
help
I'm
you
on
with?
Family Medical Leave Act right now.
All right.
Go
Can you
ahead.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yep.
Hey, Deborah. We got you. Tell us what's on your mind.
Bring it to us.
And my company is out of Arkansas,
Okay.
but I work in Gulfport.
Okay.
I'm thinking her phone cut out and we missed some of that, man.
But
So clearly this one is not my fault,
I
right?
think we're being pranked by my wife.
can I still get paid? Because I'm not getting paid right now.
I'm going to
Okay.
jump in here, Matt. I'm going to say, based on a little bit I'm hearing, I'm going to put her on hold here real quick. I think she was injured at work. She works here in Gulfport, but the company that owns this is in
You think there's an injury?
Arkansas. I think there's an injury. Yes, I do.
Okay.
And she's wanting to know what to go to work with here.
Well, yeah, a lot of options there with a partial question.
Yeah.
If there's an injury, of course, that technically would fall under workers' compensation. So I kind of want to know that aspect of it. Has she been cleared to go back to work? Has she refused to go back to work? Those kind of things. So, you know, that's interplay. You know, if you're hurt on the job, Kenny, you're supposed to be paid 2/3 your average weekly wage, subject to a state maximum. And then, of course, when you're cleared to go back to work, and if you refuse to go back to work, then the benefit stops.
I see.
So then some people then swing into Family Medical Leave Act, which applies to bigger companies. Not every company has to comply with that rule because you have to be a certain minimum size. I just can't quite remember sitting right here today, but it's got to be a pretty big company to comply.
Right.
So all interesting little nuggets. What I want to know is, what is Human Resources telling you? She said she's not being paid. I guess why is she not being paid?
Right.
Is this a workers' comp issue? Is it a Family Medical Leave Act issue? That's the little piece of information I'd want to know to see what their position is and why they're not paying her.
Matt, the Gulfport, Arkansas thing, is that going to be a factor for you, or but because it happened here, don't worry about it?
Well, actually, it probably means that she could have a workers' comp case in Arkansas or locally.
Okay.
Typically, you know, there's several different things you look at: where the accident happened, where you live, where the company's main office is,
Right.
Those type of things. That's a decision when you go to a workers' comp lawyer. If you have a workers' comp case, potentially, that's one of the first things they have to decide is, you know, where can I file and where do I file? And so what you've got to do is you have to kind of evaluate Mississippi's workers' compensation laws, versus other states and see how we fare up. Generally, not very good. We have some of the most conservative workers' compensation laws in the country.
Deborah, thank you so much for the call tonight. Look, do this. I want you to talk to our producer, Jeffrey, give him all the details. That way Matt can get the full lay of the land and can work on that for you afterwards. It sounded like it was a little much for tonight's show. But look, we still have another break to come. We got some contact information for Matt and Jim when we come back. And as many calls as we can get on this phone here on LawCall. Here's that contact information I promised you. Jim Reeves, Matthew Mestayer, Reeves and Mestayer, 228-374-5151. Matthew, the music last week inspired Jim to sing. Like a little lyric here. Yeah, I know. Oh, the music's gone. So all right, they cut that off. Wow. The staff cut that off quick. They didn't
I can carry it too,
back.
Kenny. We all know that.
Yeah, sure.
We've all seen it. Yeah.
A beautiful singer. Wonderful baritone. Wonderful baritone. All right, let's get to the phone lines here. We're going to talk to Wayne on line 6. Wayne,
are we?
Good evening. What can we help you with?
Hey, Wayne.
Hey, thank you for taking the call.
Yes, sir.
I'm having an issue with my cell phone company and my bank. I am a prepaid cell phone customer.
Okay.
I went to my cell phone company February the 8th and authorized a $50 prepayment on my cell phone bill. When I got my bank statement, they had withdrawn from my account $50 on February the 8th, $50 February the 9th, $50 February the 13th. I have worked with both the bank and the cell phone company endlessly, several times. But now they have dug in their heels and said, there's nothing else they can do. The bank said that they have investigated and that one of the payments on February the 8th was not valid, and my cell phone company says essentially the same thing. I asked to speak to the supervisor for the area, and they said they didn't handle that type thing.
Gotcha. Wayne, before we run out of time here, let me get this over to Jennifer. Over to Matthew. And what do you? Sorry, buddy. It's the pain medicine.
It is the pain
medication. The pain medicine.
Jennifer's his lovely wife.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Woman.
Trusted ally.
Yeah.
Wayne's in a bind here. Fix it,
Kenny,
Matt.
I'm going to fix it. I'm going to say Justice Court, Kenny.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Wayne's getting the runaround.
He is getting the runaround.
I can already tell he's patient. He's meticulous.
Yes.
He's tried to work this out since February. It's in August now, and he's not getting satisfaction. And I tell you, big companies, rightfully so, when they've done something wrong, they generally don't like Justice Court. He'll get some action then, I promise you. When they get that summons to appear in Justice Court, they'll come in and they say, Wayne, how can we fix this, is what they'll say.
So what's he need to do, Matt? Just go over to the Justice Court clerk and file something?
Go to the Justice Court in his local jurisdiction, closest to his house. They'll walk you through the paperwork. They'll give you a form to fill out. I think it's a few dollars, and then they take care of service, as in they will make sure the defendants are notified. They'll give you a trial date. You show up with your paperwork. You bring it to the court's attention. You ask for justice. They'll get an opportunity to respond, and you'll get some satisfaction.
And Wayne, with it being in Justice Court, it is literally a member of the community that was elected to that. Like all those elections are Tuesday, by the way. So it'll probably be somebody you know or a name you know at least, especially if you're kind of from a local area here. So it really is a great option. And so this sounds like it's about $200, Matt. So this is a perfect spot for.
And we've all been there. I mean, who hasn't been frustrated with holding on helplines and cell phone issues and those contracts? Don't even get me started. And those kind of things. But take them to Justice Court and you'll get their attention for sure. You've done all you can do. I'm sure you've been reasonable, but you take them to Justice Court, you'll get some action then. I
also want to compliment Wayne on not using any proper names there, because he could have said the cell phone company's name and the bank's name, and he didn't. So
Is that so, Jennifer?
I guess that was very Jennifer of him. So anyway, Wayne, really do appreciate the call tonight. Matt, when it comes to these type of issues, you and Jim have to weigh this out a lot, don't you? Like, there is a legal issue, but then at the same time, you kind of have to look at the cost-benefit side, don't you?
Absolutely. The efficiency, Kenny, and as I've gotten older, it becomes so critical. Listen, the legal process, wonderful as it is, it takes a long time. And so sometimes quickest path to justice is the way to go.
Okay. All right. That's all the time we have for tonight. It goes so quickly here on Saturday. I really do appreciate everybody watching and staying up with us. We'll be back next Saturday night with Jim Reeves. We'll be talking about personal injury. But until then, my friends,
good night.